What is going on, everybody? This is Jackson from JD Sports Zone and Dinger Dudes. And today I have a very special interview with 11-year MLB veteran Logan Morrison. Mr. Morrison, thank you so much for taking time out of your day to do this. How's your day going? And thank you once again.
Yeah, it's going well. Thanks for having me on. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, I'm super excited to have you on. Now, I want to ask you your first question about your career. Actually, your major league debut back in 2010, I believe, correct?
Yes, yep.
Was my very first MLB game I actually attended. I was 6 years old at the time. So I actually want to ask you, what was it like making your major league debut in 2010 with the Florida Marlins at the time? Can you describe kind of the atmosphere, heading into that game?
Yeah, I remember not getting much sleep. We had flown in from Omaha to New Orleans the night before. My parents drove down some suits because they lived in Slidell, about 45 minutes away from the airport. I had the first flight out, got into San Francisco. Um, I remember not being able to find my helmet right before my at bat in the top of the first. So they finally brought one out there for me, got on deck, got out. Matt King got me out. And then I remember being very nervous because I just switched to the outfield about 2 weeks before and playing in San Francisco with all the wind going and all the craziness that goes on out there. The guy that yells, "What's the matter with Morrison? He's a bum," was there, and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, it was definitely a nerve wracking time for me to be out in the outfield. And I think I made a web gym my second game. I think I got like number two on the top 10, and then I didn't come close ever the rest of my career. But whatever.
That's absolutely insane. Now, I had a former guest on, Greg Garcia, who's a former MLB infielder, and he talked about the infield adjustments. I want to ask you, you played both outfield and first base throughout your major league career. What was it like making those adjustments at different positions in baseball?
Yeah, I mean, I guess at the end of the day, catch it and throw it to the right spot. But going from first base to left field was challenging. Just the ball comes off different, slices and hooks towards the line, and just the way you read it off the bat is a totally different angle. So that was a little different. I had played outfield growing up, but it's a little different once you get a little older. The ball comes off a little hotter. So um, I didn't do it very well. I wasn't a very good outfielder, but I tried. I tackled a lot of baseballs out there trying to die for them.
That's absolutely insane to hear. Now, I want to talk about like something that's absolutely insane. You're known as a big personality throughout your major league career, and you came up right in the major league when Twitter started booming back in the early 2010s, late 2000s. What made you decide to be one of the baseball's first, like, I guess, real online personalities when it came to, I guess, the social media aspect of baseball?
Well, I mean, I think guys were getting on it, right? I think mine just kind of took off because I was relating with the fans more. People caught on to some of the things I was saying, thought I was funny, those kind of things. Yeah, I don't know. I didn't plan it to be what it was. It's kind of crazy what it turned into. I remember Al Leiter asking me on MLB Network, "Don't you think it's a little too much to be on Twitter and to play baseball?" It's like now it's everybody's got one. So no, I don't, Al. Would you rather be doing that night? Chasing tail and drinking all night? Like I'm on Twitter on my phone. Like, yeah, it's a very scary world. So
That's absolutely insane to hear. Now you're the first MLB player that obviously you were never afraid to speak your mind, as you mentioned. Did you ever get a call from like a front office from a major league organization you played for, like, "Hey, Logan Morrison, maybe tone that down" or something like that?
oh
Did you ever get a
yeah.
call from a
Yeah,
front
for
office?
sure. For sure, definitely. And you do what your bosses tell you to do, so you don't go after it as hard. But yeah, definitely did. That wasn't perfect on there, but I had a lot of fun with it. So, you take the good with the bad and roll with it.
Now, I completely understand that. Those were some, like, I would say, more iconic moments during your major league career. And speaking of iconic moments relating to your major league career, you played with the Seattle Mariners. Now, I grew up watching those Seattle Mariners iconic commercials with you, Ichiro Suzuki, Felix Hernandez, guys like them. What was it like filming those commercials, and which one cracked you up the most, or what was your favorite one to record?
I mean, I think I only had one, and that was with Rodney, myself, and Nelson Cruz when we signed him. And I mean, it was fun. It was, something different. Uh, it kind of got old. You're saying the same thing over and over again. There's a bunch of takes, but I don't know. It was a good time. It was funny to see the finished product too. I like the hot corner with Kyle Seager. That was a great one with Charlie Furbush and Tom Wilhelmsen. That was hilarious. Man, I had a great time with that team. That it was a bunch of good dudes though.
I mean, those were some iconic commercials for sure. They don't make those nowadays, especially post COVID, with the whole some things still have restrictions, which is stupid in my opinion. But they need to bring back those iconic MLB commercials and maybe get a Logan Morrison back in there. Like, there's never going to be another Logan Morrison on a commercial like that. But
Yeah.
speaking of like hilarious guys that you did videos or shared moments with, obviously you shared a lot of hilarious moments with guys throughout the multiple organizations that you personally played for. Was there one teammate that really stuck out to you that was like, this guy is the clubhouse comedian, or is there a multitude of different teammates? Is there something that sticks out to you?
Yeah, I mean, once you get to that level, it's like splitting hairs to say he's the best. But I mean, John Buck was awesome. Joe Bima was awesome. Brad Miller. Uh, I mean, there's Kevin Kiermaier. He was great. I mean, he's just a bunch of guys like did brought a lot of different stuff to the table. It's just funny, funny stuff, man. I don't know.
Again, as I said, they need to bring that. You don't see that nowadays. You don't see like the old pranks you see in the dugouts with like the cups on the head and everything like that. So they truly need to bring that back. Now, kind of relating more to your, I guess, playing style related questions to your MLB career. Every hitter's got one. I mean, Danny Espinosa, when I interviewed him, he said Anibal Sanchez was his. Who's the toughest pitcher that you faced during your major league career that you just could not figure out or had trouble kind of, reading their pitches? Is there any pitcher that, sticks out to you?
Yeah, I mean Johnny Venters. I think I was like 0 for 12 with 12 Ks off of him. Um, Roy Halladay didn't do well against him. Yeah, I'm sure Zach Britton hated facing him. There's a bunch of guys. I mean, there's a list of them. I wasn't the best, but there was some dudes on out there that were just head and shoulders above, and you're praying for a walk or a hit by pitch. So
I mean, MLB is the toughest sport to go major league or big league in, and you're one of the guys who was able to do that. So, I mean, despite, facing those pitchers, I personally can't imagine. The only way I can imagine is playing maybe MLB The Show, and another guy is, absolutely striking me out. So, it's great to hear, that side of a story from a major league player. Now, I kind of want to relate to other big moments in your career. 2017. Now, I have a lot of fans. I have a lot of friends here who are Tampa Bay Rays fans who are big fans of you. In 2017, Tampa Bay was your breakout year. You had 38 homers that season. What flipped the switch for you that season during your career?
I don't know. I mean, it was just comfortability. I think having the opportunity. I was comfortable from being there the year before. Like the guys in the team, it made me feel welcome. Uh, I got off to a good start and kept it rolling. I had a great time. Loved playing every day. I didn't start playing every day, but it ended up being that way because I was just doing so well. So yeah, I don't know. It's one of those things. You don't ask why, you just go and do. So
I mean, you had an amazing career, big, known as a big homer guy, and obviously, you see nowadays, like afterwards, I saw Ryan Zimmerman participated in the Home Run Derby X, where former MLB players participate in that. Would you ever participate in that as a former Tampa Bay Rays, Seattle Mariner, Marlin, if you got the
yeah,
opportunity?
yeah, for sure. If somebody wants to ask me to do it, I'd love to do it. I mean, they fly all over the place. Yeah, I saw it looked pretty cool. But yeah, I would do it. No, no, no problem.
I just want to say personally, I really wanted to see you in the home run derby in 2017. That
Yeah.
was I really wanted to see you in 2017, the home run derby.
Yeah,
Uh,
Stan was lucky he didn't have to face me down there. I would have beat his ass.
oh, 100%. 1000%. I completely agree with you.
Just kidding.
Now, you talk about like big moments like that, that kind of make you go viral. I want to talk about moments that, were kind of snuck under the rug. What's one moment during your career that maybe didn't go viral that you wish fans could have seen?
Ooh. I mean, when I think about that kind of stuff, it's not about one moment. It's more about like what it takes to get to those moments. I think that society's so caught up in instant gratification and what have you done for me lately and all that kind of thing. It's like, man, if you like to see the behind the scenes stuff where it's going through the rehabs and doing the extra work and the extra hitting and the grind that you go through mentally, physically, all those kinds of things might get boring at times, but shoot, that's what Kobe said: master the boring, and you'll be great. So, I think those are the type of things that that gets lost. That I would encourage, fans or people, kids to tell their children to invest in if they wanted to play big league baseball or be great at anything that they did, is to master the mundane and fall in love with the boring. Um, those kinds of things will keep you on the straight and narrow and keep you going.
That's absolutely like amazing advice to hear. And I feel like a lot of fans, from a fan's perspective, they don't really realize, about the journey. It's not about the destination, it's about the journey, that these MLB players go through in a 162 game season, or even just minor leaguers in general, especially like the road to the show. So that's amazing advice to hear. Now, kind of piggybacking off of that, when you were facing maybe a tough slump or adversity during your major league career, how did you, kind of cipher the mental and physical process of getting back to a hot streak or something of that nature?
Yeah, I mean, I think it is more or less like trying to have a short-term memory. You don't want to change your routines and all that kind of stuff because your routines was got you there. Um, you take a look at your film, making sure everything looks the same, this, that, and this, and then being real with yourself. And was I thinking about trying to get after a fastball there, and did I swing at something in the dirt or off speed pitch? Like, those things happen, but if they happen and you're not getting positive results, not necessarily you don't ever want to be result oriented, but you do want to be process oriented and make sure the process is the most important thing. So, is my process the same as it was when I was doing well? If so, okay, well, then I have to forget about what happened tonight, go get in the next night, and then so on and so on and so on. And yeah, when you're in those slumps, it's hard to do after a while, but it's part of the game. So.
That's absolutely amazing advice to hear. And I feel like a lot of players, even in the collegiate level, don't really focus on that as much nowadays. They're more focused on, making the show or am I doing enough to, make it to the next level. So that's amazing advice to hear from a former major leaguer as yourself. Now I have a couple more fun questions before I get to the question I always ask. Every single former MLB guy I've had on. Personally, MLB is very laid back when it comes to, I would say, fines when it comes to celebration rules because you see with the NFL, you can get fined for doing gun movements. NBA, you can get fined for doing some stupid celebration. So I want to ask you, if MLB let you design your own home run celebration rule, what would it be and why?
Man, I don't know. That's something I had to put some thought into. But I mean, I've always felt that you don't want to show up your opponent, but if it's a big time in the game, big spot, and you hit a homer, it's okay to do a little admire your shot, admire your work. You worked hard to get there. You might as well watch it go over the fence. Um, there's some times where uh, guys get hit by a pitch and then they hit a ball out of the same guy that hit them. By all means, go ahead and flip the bat and act a fool. I mean, it sucks getting hit by baseballs. So, I mean, I don't blame them for doing that either. As far as what I would do as a bat celebration, I don't know. If I won the World Series, I'd probably just black out and like a Joe Carter, just keep jumping around the bases type thing. Probably be the go-to just because that feeling of exhilaration and you're a champion. So
I completely agree. I honestly 100% agree with that statement. If I was a major league player, the farthest I got was high school baseball. I was not good enough to make a collegiate level. So it's great to hear, more fun side and celebration side from a former MLB player. Now, I kind of want to ask you this. We had a talk about, the funniest teammate, and I asked Brandon Moss this question. I asked him, who was the best dressed teammate throughout all the years he played in the MLB? He said Josh Reddick. Do you personally have a best dressed teammate, or including yourself, who was your best dressed teammate throughout your major league career?
I mean, I did all right. I could hang with them, but I think Felix Hernandez, Robinson Cano, those guys dress pretty well. Um, yeah, I mean, you can't hide money. Those guys had a lot more than me, so they they dress pretty well. I'd have to go with them.
I mean, I can see it. King Felix was always a guy who even on the mound, he'd always have a chain or,
Oh yeah.
earrings or something on the mound for Seattle. So I completely understand that answer. Now, I want to ask you, obviously, you're a pretty good looking guy yourself. And, if you had a movie made about you, and you could choose any actor to play in a movie made about Logan Morrison, the Logan Morrison story, who would be the actor and why?
Oh man. I mean, I don't know. I always get Channing Tatum or Brad Pitt, so I guess one of those guys. No, just I don't know. Let's go with I like Will Ferrell because I think he's a comedic genius and he's hilarious, and I don't think life should be a tragedy. I think it should be a comedy.
That's a phenomenal pick. Personally, I would choose I really don't know. I would go maybe like Johnny Depp or something. I really
There
don't
you
know.
go.
I personally don't know, but Will Ferrell is a phenomenal pick. I mean, I feel like it would hit the box offices, get a couple $1 million. I can see the Logan Morrison story featuring Will Ferrell, you show up as a cameo or something. I
Yeah,
would show up, I'd buy my ticket, go to Regal right down the road, for sure.
gonna need more than a couple $1 million. I think it's what it's gonna cost him at least to just be the lead role there.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I understand that. Now, obviously, you're a guy, and every MLB player listens to, playlists, a different variety of things before they would go out to maybe a major league game. Personally, for you, did you have a particular artist or songs or genre that you'd listen to before walking out on that field?
When I was younger, I had music that I'd listened to, and I don't really remember what the playlist was or whatever. Um, but it was more like just visualization. The music was on just to keep the noise out, and it was just visualizing what I was going to do that night in my locker before the game. As I got older, um, having done it over and over and over again, your visualizations come before your at bats during the games, things like that. And so the music that was played in the clubhouse is what I was listening to, vibing with the guys, that kind of stuff.
No, I understand that. Actually, that's not a very common answer. Like normally, guys would give me Jason Aldean or somebody gave me Michael Bublé for some reason. I mean, I don't know who's listening to Michael Bublé before walking out to a field. Like the Christmas album, I don't know. I don't know who's listening to Michael Bublé before
Yeah,
that, but
they want
you
that
know.
wavy vibe, that chill vibe.
I completely understand. And I interviewed Prince Fielder's son last week, and he told me that his playlist was ocean sounds because he
There you
wanted to
go.
stay like a mellow, monotone type thing. So it's
Yeah.
great to hear that a different perspective inside of that personally. But Mr. Morrison, I have one final question for you that I ask all my major league guests I have on. If you had any advice for a Division One athlete who's trying to make the major leagues, what would that advice be and why?
You're closer than you think. Um, Enjoy every moment. You never know what's going to be your last. And uh, just always remember you're playing a kid's game. So have fun. It's easier said than done sometimes. We get so caught up and you might be running out of opportunity or this or that. It's more about being so locked in to the task ahead of you, to the pitch in front of you, to the next out, to the next play, that you don't know what opportunity is. It's just what you do. It's just who you are. And you don't know you're a senior. You don't know that you're a junior. You just go out and you grind. You know, but you don't. And then you come up for air 20 years later and you had a great career. So
Amazing advice that I feel like every athlete needs to hear. I wish, I would have heard that when I played high school baseball and, decided to, leave the game. I personally know I wasn't good enough, but I feel like other teammates and other people could have heard that as well. But amazing advice. And thank you so much, Logan Morrison, for sharing your story and all the amazing and fun moments that came along your 11-year MLB career. But Mr. Morrison, thank you so much for taking time out of your day, and I hope you have an amazing day.
yes, sir. You have a good one.